also where we have a bar up there. You don't have to have a dinner reservation to sit at the bar. It's just first come, first serve, like many restaurants. If you do order an entree in the evening, though, the ticket price is taken out of your entree. So even though you have to pay to get up, when you have dinner and you order an entree, they just take that off your bill too. So it doesn't end up costing anything to go up. And we've got some really cool views of downtown Memphis. The other side, you're looking north, and then, again, I probably should have put in a picture facing the other way, but we've got some great views over the Mississippi River. I just got to stay, actually, for the first time about a week ago. My wife and I came down because we needed to see what the guest experience was in the hotel. We were blown away at how comfortable the beds were. That was one of the most comfortable beds I've ever slept in, and we've got these nice Tilali latex pillows that are very, very soft, almost a little too much. You kind of got to stack two of them to keep your head from just going straight down to the mattress. And also in the bathrooms, you've got 5 fixture bathrooms in all of the bathrooms. So what that means is you've got 2 sinks. You have a shower and a tub separately instead of combined tub with a shower head. We've got lovely walk-in showers. All of our tubs are big air bubbler tubs. Not quite jacuzzi, it's not like a jet, but it's an aggressive air bubbling, so it sort of feels like a jacuzzi. Then you also have a toilet that's got a separate door to close off for privacy, even inside the bathroom too. So really nice bathrooms, some of the better ones that I've experienced in a hotel. And of course, when we went up to the lookout, we had some bread pudding and coffee, and we watched the sunset over the Mississippi River. That bread pudding was awesome. So downstairs, you've got another restaurant. This one's going to be more casual dining. This one is called Uncle Buck's Fish Bowl. So it is a restaurant, but it's also an underwater-themed bowling alley, too. This is a photo, not of our location, but of the Uncle Buck's that's up in Big Cedar in Missouri. I'll tell you a little bit more about that here in just a few minutes. But Uncle Buck's is, the layout's pretty much the same. It's just, instead of having lanes all the way across at ours, we've got some lanes on one side of this big bar area and then some on the other side. But that's a fun amenity too for anybody that's staying with us if they want to do something without having to go outside the pyramid. Again, families, this is really popular too, because you can come over and you have dinner and you've got wait service right there at the lanes too while you bowl. We also have screens that drop down, projection screens, over the lanes. So you can reserve a lane and you can watch the game, or you can have us put on the news, or I think most people end up going with sports. I haven't seen anybody put on like a Lifetime movie while they bowl, but you could if you wanted to. And then we have our spa. We recently partnered with Gould's. Most of you are probably familiar with Gould's. That's a local spa chain. We did have an in-house spa for a time, and then we decided that Gould's could probably do it better, so we invited them in, and they now run our spa. It is almost full service. They have massage services, they have an esthetician, they have nail services, but they also, the only thing that they don't have is a salon, so they don't have any hair services in that part. And you don't have to be staying in a hotel to take advantage of the spa too. Even if you are just want to come in for a visit, you can book spa services as well. Now, coming soon but not yet open is the Mississippi Terrace. So the hotel is all on the 2nd and 3rd floor of the pyramid. And this is an outdoor area that's going to be open to guests but also to the public. So this is what it looks like right now, actually. We're getting it cleaned up, and we're going to open probably late September. We haven't officially announced the date just yet, but this is going to be kind of like our rooftop bar for the hotel guests and even for public that want to come up too. So this is going to serve drinks, but there's also going to be, in addition to specialty cocktails, we're going to have some light bites, a special kind of sampling menu up there too. One of the things that we do upstairs that we're going to break down is a wild game charcuterie plate. So you'll be able to have venison, deer meat, and a couple of different fun cured meats and sausages that you can't usually get out at a restaurant. So we're going to have those. It kind of fits in with the whole motif. Here's a couple of pictures inside the pyramid. Now this is looking out over the lagoon. So this is taken kind of from the middle of the pyramid, and you can see Big Cypress Lodge up top, right on top of the retail space. So the way this all was put together was pretty unique. Now, does anybody in here know what the pyramid was before it was Bass Pro? You answered a question, too many questions already.
It was the Grizzlies stadium and also the Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, very good. It was indeed, and as a matter of fact. Now, I warn you, I got a gift for you too, but this looks like breakfast. This hand sanitizer. Yeah. Yeah. So it was a sports arena. It was the home of the, like you said, the Grizzlies and the Tigers. Got concerts there. I think Bob Seger was the last concert. And then it sat vacant for a good while the city was trying to decide what to do. So finally, Bass ProShops decided that they were going to put something in there. Now, does anybody know who the owner of Bass ProShops is? Yeah?
Johnny Morris?
Yes, very good. Very good. So Mr. Johnny Morris worked with the city of Memphis, and they signed a 55-year lease. And they totally went in and gutted out the pyramid and turned it into what it looks like today. There is a legend to how they made their decision to do that. Of course, just like the Peabody's got the legend of the ducks, well, the pyramid has got the legend of how they came to decide to put in a Bass Pro in the pyramid. They say that Johnny Morris, Bill Dance, who has a fishing show, and a man named Jack Emmett were out fishing on the Mississippi River, and they were trying to decide whether or not they were going to move forward with a Bass ProShops in the pyramid. And somebody suggested, I tell you what, here's what we're going to do. If one of us catches a catfish that's bigger than 30 pounds, we'll put a Bass Pro in the pyramid. And a little later on that afternoon, Jack Emmett set the hook on a 32, something like that, pound catfish. And Johnny said, it's a deal, we're going to do it. And they put a Bass Pro in the pyramid. Now, when I first heard that story, I thought it was pretty far-fetched, but the ingenuity that I've heard and some of the creative things that Johnny's done with some other properties, I would not be surprised if that was exactly how it happened. But this is what it ended up as, and you gotta respect the vision that went into taking a big, giant metal pyramid sports arena and seeing this come out of it. So the way it's kind of laid out, you've got hotel rooms all the way around. Now these porches, each one of these blocks is a screened-in porch, so each one of these is one room. You've got suites kind of down at the ends, like up here, this is the governor's suite down on the left. And the hotel goes all the way around the third floor. So I don't know how many of you have pushed a fully loaded bell cart before, but all the way around is 1/5 of a mile, I can tell you that. And I'm very aware of the distance on some days when you've got a lot of guests that need help with luggage. So all the way around the third floor we have guest rooms, and then about halfway around the second floor, because up on the other side of the second floor you've got hunting section, firearms, camo. You also have your Ducks Unlimited Waterfowl Heritage Museum, so that's all about conservation and waterfowl. Then down on the first level, you've got boat sales where you actually have boats physically floating in the water. You can't see it from this angle, but just over to the left, it looks like docks where you have display boats that are physically floating out on this big 60,000-gallon lagoon. You've got trout, you have gar, you've got some really big catfish here in this aquarium. We have daily fish feedings at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. every day, so you can come in anytime and you can see these fish floating around. But if you come in at one of those times, you can get a lot of information on the different species that we have in the pyramid and what it takes to maintain them throughout the day. In fact, we have an entire team that's called Live Exhibits, and it is aquarists. It's people that basically run an aquarium inside the pyramid, because we've got alligator too, so that's another thing that we had to deal with. They put a big alligator exhibit down at the bottom of the elevators, and basically we've had to get further and further with our safety measures to make sure that alligators don't get out of the safety or out of that enclosure, because it turns out they're pretty good climbers. Now, no one has ever had an alligator come up out of that exhibit, but they're pretty well chained in. They've got fencing on all sides. It was just kind of interesting to learn as we grew of all the little steps we had to go through to make sure everybody has a fun and safe experience. I've got one picture that's even better than that. So this is from the very top. So somebody walked out on a catwalk and took that photo here. So that's the elevator shaft that goes right up the middle of the pyramid. And then here you can see our third floor lobby. So when a guest checks into the hotel on the first floor, they come up an elevator that's key access only. In other words, you can't just walk in off the street and go up to the hotel area. You have to have a room key to let you up. That's for safety. And it keeps it exclusive, right? We don't want the hotel to just be overrun with people sightseeing. And hotel guests have this third floor lobby. In the morning, we've got coffee from 6 to 11, and we also have a bar there too, so they don't have to go out into the restaurants and the rest of the pyramid if they want to have a drink. They can just come up to that third floor landing. Also, a fireplace up there, checkers, Connect Four, a few big table games, so it's a nice little hangout place. You really don't have to leave the hotel for much if you don't want to. Down below, you can see those boats floating on the docks there too. Now, the elevator is the tallest freestanding elevator in North America. Now, what makes it freestanding, because you see it has this exoskeleton, it doesn't have any walls supporting it, and even where it connects at the top, it is not structurally supported by the rest of the pyramid. When they were constructing, when they were going through the renovation, they worked with a team of seismologists, the architects did, to make sure that this was as earthquake-proof as possible. And they built that exoskeleton for the elevator shaft 6 stories down into the earth. It is strong enough that you could lift the entire pyramid off and leave the elevator shaft standing by itself, and it would be just fine. So in the event that there was a seismic activity in the city of Memphis, that elevator is probably one of the safest places that you could be. All right. So I'll tell you just a little bit about some of the things that have been important to me in my journey in hospitality. First of all, your greatest resource